Now, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, the reason you have come here, whether you knew it or not, was to take part in this. My player's handbook is better than yours. The Heathen Dog Tabletop Game Fundamentals Marvel Superheroes Player's Guide book. And, well, the Marvel Superheroes role playing game.
There
Original.
you go. Thank you very
From
much. Yeah,
TSR.
Advanced Edition. This is actually the Advanced Edition. That's right.
Yes.
And this is a fundamental. So we've gone through character generation. We've gone through example powers. We've gone through contacts. We've gone through talents. Today we're going to go through the figured and often overlooked statistics of popularity and, well, in character generation, karma isn't really a factor. You can't do anything with it. But during gameplay, karma is very important. So that's what we're going to go through today. Before we do that,
Whoa, I just realized something.
What's that?
Every single one, in the judge's book,
Yes.
all the bad guys on the bottom have been in Marvel movies. And most of the ones flying.
Even Scorpion on the very far right.
Scorpion was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, crap. He was, wasn't he?
Yep.
Wait. Oh, Annihilus wasn't in anything.
Yeah, like I said, all the people on the bottom.
Oh, on the bottom. Okay. Well,
The
Doc
people
Ock is
flying. Doc Ock is
Vulture
walking.
Vulture was in there.
Vulture was in Homecoming.
Is that the Titanium Man flying around?
Yeah, it's Titanium Man.
Okay, yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't. And then you got Hobgoblin. He wasn't.
Well, the Green Goblin, Hobgoblin.
Yeah, it wasn't Hobgoblin.
I know. But there were like 2 iterations of the Green Goblin in the film, so I don't know. Anyway. The publication date for this was the Advanced Edition was in '86 by the now dead RIP TSR. Publisher was Random House Incorporated. On eBay, you can get these in varying states of duress and varying additional books for between $25 and $65. Now, you can find PDFs online for free. Now, even though the owners of these things are a little up in the air, I couldn't track down the current owner. Like, it went from TSR to Wizards of the Coast, and then Wizards of the Coast sold it to Margaret Weiss Productions.
Interesting.
She did a thing in the early aughts.
That Marvel Superheroes game? That sucked.
It didn't take off, yeah. And then that licensing apparently lapsed, but I don't know who bought it.
Well, Disney probably hasn't sold it again. Otherwise, you'd see another RPG.
Maybe.
And there's not another current RPG, but WizKids has a lot of licenses, so they actually might have the RPG license.
Maybe so. But either way, I'm not going to tell you where to find these PDFs because, unlike what every Japanese company thinks, I don't improperly use copyrighted content.
That is absolutely correct.
That's right. Okay, let's get to it then. Popularity. You may not need it, but it's really cool to have. For example, everyone except mutants. When you character generation, you start off with a popularity of 10. That's popularity of good. Because you're a hero, so people think you're good.
Right.
So that actually makes perfect sense. Okay. Now, during character generation, this can be adjusted depending on how you want to play. If your identity is public, like,
Fantastic Four.
You don't. Yeah. Everyone knows Reed Richards is Mr. Fantastic. Like, you get a +10 to your initial popularity. So you can go from good to excellent right away. Right out of the gate. You won't have a private life, but hey, man, that's how you want to roll, then do it. If you decide to make your identity secret, instead of getting a no minus or no plus, you actually get a -5 because...
Like that damned Menace Spider-Man.
Like that Menace Spider-Man. Yeah, you go from good to typical right away. And then, again, if you hang around mutants, the X-Men are my buds.
Yeah, that brings you down.
Because muties are awful. This is the mid-'80s, so muties are awful. And I swear to God.
Well, there's no Hugh Jackman to bring the rep up yet.
That's true. If you're ugly, you get a -5.
So if you're Callisto or any of the Morlocks, you're at -5.
Exactly. You could start, if you're a mutant and ugly, you could start off at -5. Because mutants and robots, they get boned. They start off with 0. Nothing. Shift 0. Popularity. Nothing.
Because people don't quite trust robots to say, I am a hero. Like, yeah, especially if they're a creepy, like, uncanny valley robot.
Exactly. Like, pass, buddy. No. And if you're like, Nightcrawler is the most boned of all the X-Men. Like, oh, dude.
He's an ugly mutant.
He's an ugly mutant, so he starts off at -5.
That's
and
right.
having negative popularity, as you'll find out, is not great as we continue. But popularity, what that does is measures your ability to influence NPCs that you don't have contacts with and groups of people. Even if it's for their own benefit. Like say there's the cops have cordoned off an area where a bad guy has hostages or whatever, and you ask a cop hey, you got some open alleys here, or they can come out to the sewer. You might want to fortify those areas. You have to roll popularity for them to listen to you. Get out of here, you scumbag.
Well, even a good example of that is kind of when let's look at the Avengers movie, when Captain America jumps for the cops and says, all right, you need to create barriers here, block those streets, and they're like, who the hell are you? And then after he beats up a guy, like, oh,
you're okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah.
And then they do.
He got a column shift bonus for kicking butt in front of these cops.
Right, and he got a re-roll because the game master's like, what do you mean you didn't roll it right? I failed my rule.
He's like, you're Captain
America. You got attacked. And you beat him up. Oh, you get a column shift. You get to roll again.
Right. And let's say there's a theater that's on fire, and you jump into your superhero costume and you are called the Extinguisher. It's your job to fight fires.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And you jump and like, everybody, take the exit to the left. The fire is coming from the right. Take the exit to the left. And if you make your popularity roll, then everyone go the exit left. If you fail it, some people go left, some people could go right, some people could go and just do nothing because they're not going to listen to you because you're not popular enough and you don't have any sway in their minds. Now, or
as far as they're concerned,
favors,
your staff, so they're not really sure.
Exactly. Now, you can also roll popularity to get favors from non-contacts. Like an example I didn't put on here. Let's say that you need a hover bike to complete your mission, and there's a SHIELD agent with a hover bike just, talking to his SHIELD buddies on his wrist phone, Dick Tracy type radio thing. And you say, hey, buddy, I need to borrow your hover bike. Well, you got to roll your popularity. And if you're not popular enough, he's going to go, I don't know you, man. Get out of here.
Or it's like, this is official SHIELD property. I can't let some B-lister borrow it.
Exactly. But if Captain America comes around with his unearthly popularity and goes, hey, can I borrow your hover bike? Like, sure, Cap, can you sign it?
Sure, here you go. Want my uniform?
Here's my badge. You might need it. But even something as simple as going to that same cop cordon area thing, you want to borrow a megaphone from a cop so you can talk to the bad guy. Well, you got to roll popularity to get that megaphone from that cop. You'll probably get a bonus, but you still got to roll it. Or
unless you're an ugly mutant.
Or unless you're an ugly mutant, they're like, get out of here, shoot it. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, this ugly robot wants my megaphone. Get it, shoot it.
Exactly, right. Or you're one of the people who can't fly, and you need to ram a car into a bad guy to stop him from getting away with the plutonium-239 space modulator. Okay, great. Citizen, I need to borrow your F-350 to ram into this bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, unless you've got a good popularity or an amazing roll, he's not going to give that to you. So yeah, it does help a whole lot during gameplay. So popularity is important. Now, let's go straight over to how can you raise popularity.
Hey, one thing. Did you recognize that picture?
The picture I put on there from the book?
Yeah.
Who is that?
That is Spider-Man.
So Spider-Man in his pre.
Actually, no. That actually was from one of the early comics. He ended up getting his uniform trashed while working with the Fantastic Four, and when he finished, like, oh man, I can't go this. No, my civvies are webbed up to a wall. I can't go out like this. Everyone will see me. And Johnny Storm's laughing. I'm like, I'll let you borrow something to get you home. And he gave him a used Fantastic Four uniform in a paper bag. Because Johnny Storm can be kind of a jerk, and he thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Just so you know.
Okay.
But that actually is Spider-Man.
No one would know him as Spider-Man, so he could not use his Spider-Man popularity for good or ill.
Right. They actually call that costume the Incredible Bagman.
There you go.
So you got to think he's actually probably more popular as Bagman than Spider-Man. He's wearing a Fantastic Four uniform.
So. Yeah, perhaps so. Now, how do you get popularity? Well, it's role-played. You have to role-play it. You can't buy it. There is one little asterisk on that, but that's going to come later. Now, this table I'm giving you shows normal ways to gain and lose popularity. Defeating a normal villain, that's like a purse snatcher or a bicycle thief or whatever. You don't get anything. I mean, you're a superhero. You're not going to get popularity by being the bane of the purse snatchers. It's not going to happen. But you defeat a costume villain, an actual supervillain, or a villain who dresses up in anything and says, "I am the bane of banks. I am Bank Bane.
I'm Rocket Racer."
He doesn't have to sound like this. No, he doesn't. He's Bank Bane. You get 2 popularity for defeating him. Now, if you yourself are defeated, you lose 5 popularity.
Only if someone sees it.
Only if someone sees it. That's what I said. Defeated in public.
That's right.
But
in the age of camera phones, it's always public.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Never happened. Now, if you are accused of a crime, now this is important, accused of a crime. This is by the police, FBI, CIA, the president, a legit government agency.
This is a way for the game master to bone you.
Yeah, if you are accused of a crime by a legit government agency that people trust, then you lose half of your popularity immediately. Whether it's bogus or not, you lose half.
And if you're cleared, you only get 10 back. If you
Exactly.
were sitting on like 50, you lose 25, you get 10 back. Thanks, jerks. Because some people still like, didn't you?
I still think you're guilty of that. I don't know. Oh, the president said you did it. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now everything else, like some fringe group or the papers or the news, like unsubstantiated reports of you murdering old people in their sleep, that is a smear campaign. That's a media attack. You only lose 5.
Yeah, if it's on TMZ, no one's really going to believe
it. Yeah, well, some people will
believe
it.
The dumb will. That's why you get a -5.
Exactly. So you get a -5. Now, if you're found guilty of a crime you were charged with, you lose whatever
you're done.
Popularity you have left. You're down to 0. You get immediately to 0. Doesn't matter what you had before.
You have to hang out with the mutants.
Now, rescuing people, you get a +2. Charity work, you get a +1. Now, rescuing is very important. See, what they don't put in here, what I did in my game, that if you publicly fail to rescue someone, you lose 2.
Oh.
All right? To a maximum of -10. And rescuing someone, you gain 2 to a maximum of +10. So you can only lose 5 or more or save 5 or more. But these losses and saves are averaged out, not averaged out, but they're added and subtracted together for the end total. So for example, you save 3 people, but 10 people die on a bus that got hit by a super bad guy's laser beam when you dodged it, and this was on camera. You dodged out of the way, and then you see behind you a busload of nuns just blow up. Well, sorry, man, that was on the news now.
Nuns.
And now the headline is superhero saves his own life, killing 10 nuns on the way to church.
Oh, it's not Nun Soup.
Not Nun Soup, no.
That's a Johnny Five.
So
that's a Johnny Five reference.
Yeah. So you netted. Well, it says -14, but you netted -10 because that's the most you could lose in a single incident. So you netted a -10 popularity, even though you saved 3 people. You just lost 10 more. So sorry, buddy. That's just the way the cookie crumbles for you. Now, let's move on from popularity and let's get to karma awards.
Getting strong now.
Oh, you got it. Good.
Someone had to sing it.
Rocky 2. That's right. Now, these are all the ways in the book, the standard ways you can get karma. Of course, a judge can give you karma for other things. And I sometimes finagle with these numbers depending on how hard or easy the encounter may have been. But as you can see, stopping or preventing a violent crime gives you more karma than arresting someone after the fact. But usually, if you can stop or prevent someone from committing a violent crime, you can also catch him. You get both. So you'll get 30 for stopping it, and then 15 for catching the guy who tried to do it.
That's 45.
That's 45 right there. And then there's destructive crime, there's regular theft. And then there's the minuses. Committing a violent crime, committing a destructive act, you lose this karma. Now, if you look at the bottom right-hand side, it says negative popularity. At the end of the day, you lose karma for being a hero with negative popularity. So Nightcrawler, super boned in a lot of ways. He's starting off with -5 popularity because he's an ugly mutant. So at the end of the day, if he didn't get his popularity to at least 0,
if he didn't start rescuing some people, he's in trouble.
Exactly, like rescuing some folk, then he's going to take a karma hit at the end of the game day because he has a negative popularity. Now, dying, just regular old getting defeated and dying, you lose all your karma, even if you are brought back to life by some kind of magical mutant.
Well, even if you don't die, you're just like knocked out by the bad guy. There goes all your karma.
No. Knocked out doesn't matter. That's defeated. That's different. I'm talking like you are brought down to 0 hit points and shift 0 endurance. That's when you die. You can still be brought back to life. There are plenty of ways in this game to bring you back from the dead. I mean, come on. This is based off a freaking comic book. No one stays dead forever, right?
But if you have a noble death, it's -50. It's only -50.
Exactly. If you died like shielding civilians from an atomic blast and they survived, that's a noble death. So when you're brought back, you still got some karma left. And if you had more than 50, because you died a noble death or a mysterious death. I don't know why they have that there. Like you're suddenly just poisoned, like you're eating your food.
A mysterious death. Well, that's usually one of those. You walk into the room like, someone has killed the green beanie. Oh no!
What happened? We have to
what
find
happened.
out
The green beanie, and then they find out that you were killed by your doppelganger from Dimension X.
Yeah, whatever. And then if you're somehow brought back to life, you're only missing 50 karma.
Right, because it's not really it's just, some mysterious pathogen or
Right, whatever. Now, you can also gain karma by doing charity work as your superhero persona if you have a secret identity, and you can get popularity to a maximum of 20. You can get karma equal to whatever your popularity is to a maximum of 20. So Captain America, with his unearthly popularity, every time he does charity work, he can only gain 20 karma per charity work because, that's the max you can get. Acts of charity. This is
a global conspiracy is only worth 50. That's a global conspiracy.
I know, right? See, like I said, sometimes I finagle with these numbers because some of them don't make sense too much. Now, property destruction. This is what my gaming group had a real problem with a lot because they were throwing cars around and tearing down lampposts and beating bad guys with them. And I was like a tax man, just ching, 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 and at the end of the game day, they got like 5 karma. Like, what?
But we beat all those guys. Well, you knocked over the whole city block.
Exactly. You took down 3 substations, 2 city buses, Amtrak. Yeah. Amtrak lost 3.7 million.
Well, Amtrak does that to itself. That's unfair.
Well, I'm just saying,
who's going to notice the difference? Yeah, they're going to actually have someone to blame.
Exactly. Now they have someone to blame besides themselves now. So they're gonna take this opportunity. They're gonna run with it.
Heck yeah. They're gonna start adding all sorts of like, wait, we weren't even in New Jersey. The lines are connected. There
you go. Bam. So be careful with your property damage. It will affect your karmic bottom line.
We always got. I remember like the group that I played Marvel the most with. We were playing like young teenagers with attitude, the '90s. We had a lot of problems losing karma from accidentally sort of killing bad guys. We didn't mean to.
Not great.
It just would happen. Not anyone tough, but like you're fighting like we're a young group of villains and we will stop. Shotgun, kablam! He dies. What do you mean he dies?
You shotgun in the face.
He's a super villain.
He was a street tough, you idiot. He just had a rubber mask on.
Usually it was like, well, he's a base level super villain. He has the ability to shock people. That's all he has. That's all he could do. And you shotgun him in the face. That's why he's dead. Well, he shouldn't have gone up against someone with a shotgun. Shotguns are not a superpower.
No, but they're common.
I'm a techno guy. I made shotguns.
That's what, anyway.
Cable is a superhero. He's full of guns.
Exactly right. Now you got karma. All right. You went through the list and now you've got a whole bunch of karma. Well, what can you do with it? All right, what can you use karma for?
What can you use karma for?
To improve all of your power stats and whatever. Let's check it out.
I'm checking it.
Ability enhancement. You can use karma to increase all of your physical and mental attributes.
But you better have a lot.
You better have a lot. Now, the way this works is if you are using karma to increase your physical or mental attributes, you have to put enough karma to equal your current number times 10 to get 1 more point. For example,
at first it's cheap. It starts getting real expensive.
Oh, yeah. For example, the Bismarck has feeble agility. He has 1. So it takes 10 points to get to 2, 20 points to get to 3. And what is poor? Poor is 3.
Ooh.
So it costs him 30 points to get from feeble to poor. That's a whole column shift. But there's an extra cost. Every time you move a column shift, it's called cresting. For your physical and mental stats, every time you want to crest, you have to also pony up an extra 200 karma. So to go from 1 to 3, I have to pony up 230 karma. And that's cheap.
Yes, it is.
That's the cheapest you can get because you can't have a shift 0 stat.
Because eventually you start getting up there with the shifts where it's like the extra 200 for the crest. You're like, so what?
Yeah, like whatever. It already cost me $2,000 just to go up 1 point.
Right.
So that extra 200 is nothing. Now, resource advancement. This is an increase of your resource ability. This is an example of you're spending karma, which you're equating to time, investing your current resources wisely to make them grow. And it works the exact same as your physical and mental stats, except I don't make you crest. All right, it's still times 10 to go from one number to the next, but when you go up a shift, I don't make you crest, man. Come on. Because the reason I don't do that is because of the power advancement, which I'm going to get to in a second. But popularity advancement, this is where the asterisk, what I was talking about earlier. Popularity advancement, you can use karma to advance in popularity only to defend yourself against smear campaigns and other negative popularity modifiers. For example, J. Jonah Jameson puts an op-ed piece in the Daily Bugle against you and Spider-Man because you two are in cahoots, and he says you're both mutants. So your popularity goes down by 5. Well, you spend money to put a full-page ad in his paper saying he's a D-bag and he should suck it, and people think it's super funny, and you gain 5 back. You know, stuff like that. That's how you. The only way you can spend money to improve your popularity is in defense of someone spending money against you. That's it. That's the only way you can do it out of role play. Now, power advancement. Power advancement works exactly the same way as ability enhancement, except each point is not 10 times, it's 20 times. So if you have good regeneration at 10, to go from 10 to 11, you need 200 karma. Now, when you want to crest, let's say you were at good 15, which is the highest level good, and you want to go to 16, which is the lowest level excellent. You need 15 times 20, which is what, 300? Plus 500 more to crest. That's right. Power cresting is an additional 500 on top of what you need to advance to the next level. So that is super expensive, especially in the beginning. So yeah, I mean, you're going to want to get a lot of karma. You're going to want to be a good guy. You're going to want to save that property damage. You're going to want to save as many folk as possible. You know, like keep a running tally in your head. How many people did I lose today? 7. Okay, I need to save 12 people. At least 12 people. I need to save at least 12 people today so I can max out my karma for saving folk or the popularity too. Now, you can also spend karma to get more powers, more talents, and more contacts. Now, gaining new powers, gaining new talents, gaining new contacts. You can get contacts through role playing as well, and I recommend doing that because it's far
free.
Less expensive. Yeah, it's free. You just have to role play it. You know, like that shield agent you borrowed that bike from. Let's say you miraculously rolled a red feat on your popularity and you borrowed it, and you bring it back without a scratch. You get the guy's name. You ask him about his family. You know, and then, so you somehow get his number. First, he thinks you're hitting on him, but now he thinks you're cool. And, he talks to his superiors. You're in a report. And then you come across another shield agent, and he asks for background information on you, and you were already good in the past. And so he works with you. Do that enough times, you can now put shield, the agency, as a contact.
Right, or
even friendly contact.
If you've seen the Deadpool movie, he ends up making that cab driver one of his contacts through the film, just by talking to him.
Exactly right. Talking to him, being nice, giving him advice, stuff like that. And now he can call that cabbie as his personal Uber driver.
Yep, which he ends up doing by the end of the film.
Which he ends up doing by the end of the film. So that's the way it is, stuff like that. Powers and talents. Even though talent, you say, hey, I'm studying bioengineering, it'll take you time, but you also have to spend karma because that's just the rules of the game. And getting a new power, you must spend karma to get a new power. And then, of course, you have to spend karma to raise it. I forget if you get a new power at feeble or you get a new power as a random roll. The rank of the power.
I don't remember. Part of me wants to say it's at feeble. I'm pretty sure.
Part of me wants to say it's at feeble too. Yeah, just because they wouldn't make it easier.
Yeah, they don't want to make it easy.
No, they don't want to make it easy on anybody. Now, the other ways to use karma and the Hail Mary play. This is how you do it. You need a little extra push. Let's, for example, you want to make sure that you succeed in this next task. And this task is this. There's a woman holding a baby on top of a burning building.
That's a precarious place to be.
Exactly. She went up and because the fire
the
started
fire was in the stairwell
levels.
below her.
Yeah. Exactly. So she went up, hoping that the fire department would be able to get a ladder or a chopper will come down and get her. But none of these things are happening. One, it's too windy that the chopper won't be able to make it, and the fire is too hot, and it's on all sides of the building, so the ladder is not an option. So she sees you, a superhero, right? Obviously, you look like a superhero. And she says, here, catch my baby. And she tosses the baby to you.
You're like,
you
no.
do not want to drop this baby. All right? You don't want this. You know this is bad. You do not want this at all. So you say, you know what? Before I make this roll, I'm going to say I'm spending karma on this roll. Just saying you spend karma, you have to spend an automatic 10 karma points. All right. But you can choose any number you want up to the number of karma that you have. Now, normally I wouldn't spend more than 99 because the max roll is 100. And guess what? You spend 99 karma just in case you roll a 1 to make sure you roll 100 on this catching baby situation. Right. And of course, if you're the Bismarck with a feeble agility, you would definitely want to spend 99.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, because I need 100 for a red feat. And catching a baby from a burning building, I don't care what kind of shift modifiers I get. No, you'll be fine. Nope, I want a red feat. Nope. I want a red feat catching baby from burning building.
Want to ensure I'm like catching it, like dislocating its spine,
Yeah. No, I don't want that. I don't want that picture on the news.
I got it by the neck. Yeah. Oh.
Yay. Oh, hero kills baby.
Hero ruins baby.
Hey, news film at 11. No, you don't want that. So yes, you want that red feat. So you're gonna spend that karma. Now,
for some reason, I'm just getting this image of like giant power guy flying up, trying to catch the baby. She throws the baby, it bounces off the chest.
Doink.
Oh.
You don't want that Nat Geo photographer snapping that shot.
Yeah.
That'll get the cover.
Just bounce. Then the arms go.
It just slipped through his fingers. No, you don't need that. You don't need that at all. So at the end of the day, you may not make karma on that adventure. If there's enough situations like this,
there's enough baby dropping action going on.
If there's enough baby dropping stuff going on, then or let's say there's some debris falling, and there's a woman caught under some already fallen debris, and it's going to land on her and crush her. You can use karma to momentarily make yourself faster, pushing yourself to increase your agility for those moments to get to that woman, to shield her or pull her out of the way. That can happen too. So, at the end of the day, you may not make karma that day, but you saved a lot of lives, and that's what a hero does. So suck it up. Now, combat mechanics. That's what we're going to go through now. All this stuff I talk about, pushing your agility, making feats. This is how it's done, all right? Now, the cheat sheet for this stuff, which is the chart you're looking at right now, is on the back of both the player's book and the judge's book, so everyone has one, all right?
Smart move.
Now, you don't need to worry about bonuses and minuses and all that stuff. That's the judge's problem. All you have to do is look at your relevant stat and roll your D100 and tell the judge the number you got and look on your chart and see what you got. All right. For example, let's say that you have remarkable fighting ability and you roll a 52. Well, looking at the chart, 52 is a green feat. A green feat for remarkable fighting ability in a fist fight is a hit.
Yay!
Now, the judge will say, oh, because it's low light and you're blinded in one eye and the ground is slippery, you're -5 shifts.
Screw you.
The left.
That's like 2 shifts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's feeble. 53 is now, oh, it's just a miss.
You're a terrible game master. That's like 2 shifts.
That was just an example. I'm just saying. Now,
maybe 3.
Initiative. Initiative is now in the book. It literally does not say. I went through the book 4 times today in the initiative section. It does not say if initiative is a D10 or a D100 roll. It doesn't specify.
Oh, we always used percentile.
I always use just a regular D10. The reason being is because your initiative is modified by what your intuition is. But the maximum modification is 6. In a D100, 6 is not a significant modification.
It's true.
But in a D10, 6 is a very significant modification.
Pretty sure we just rolled Psyche. Anyway, I don't remember.
Yeah, you roll a D10 and then you add your intuition modifier based on the modifier table. Like for example, if you have an intuition of 0 to 10, no modifier. If you have an intuition from 11 to 20, you get a +1. All the way up to monstrous 75 and plus, you get a +6 to your initiative roll. Now, what the game does, what I do not do under most circumstances, is it says in the book that the initiative modifier is based on the person with the highest intuition on your team. That means everyone on your team gets that modifier. I call BS. I call BS on that. Unless your entire team is on comms or telepathically linked, you're not going to get the Spider-Man or Daredevil's intuition modifier for initiative. I'm sorry, you're not. If you're on comms or mentally linked, then yes, you're going to know what he knows the moment he knows it, because he can tell everyone at the same time, oh crap, look to your left.
Well, I think that the idea behind it is the villains have to react to the fastest guy in your team.
Perhaps so, but that doesn't mean everyone should get to go fast.
Well, everybody has to act a little faster. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I do.
Especially if you're a tightly knit team, I can see it.
No. If they're on comms, if they're telepathically linked, or if they are a seasoned group, like you say, like the Fantastic Four or X-Men or whatever, they've been working together. They practiced in the danger room, for example, day in and day out. They know each other's moves inside and out. Then yeah, I'll give it.
Right, but if you're teaming together for like the first or second time, no, you should definitely not get that.
No, you get nothing. You get your individual intuition modifier, and that's it.
Right, but if you've spent some karma getting what do you call it?
If you have
combined
a group
move
karma
with someone.
pool, there is a mechanic for a group karma pool where you are an established group, and you all have the ability to create a group karma pool. What this is you can put your spare karma points into this pool. Everyone contributes to it. And during times of great danger, you may be personally low on karma. If it's for the group, you can take from the group karma pool to augment your rolls, saving the baby or saving the lives, stuff like that. It makes the group look good. It makes you look good. It makes everybody look good. You can use the group karma pool. Any group that has a karma pool, I would allow it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Because they're tight.
If you don't have that, I wouldn't allow it. Anyway,
makes sense.
Some of the special attacks that you can see them across the top of the cheat sheet. All the special attacks. There's blunt attacks, edge, shooting, throwing blunt, energy force, all the way down the line. Just a couple examples. Grappling. Grappling is based on strength. It's basically, wrestling. Right. It's wrestling, right? And grappling, if you roll your strength. Let's say the Bismarck strength is remarkable, so I'm rolling on remarkable. A white result is a miss. I didn't actually grab it. A green result is a miss. No, it's not. It's a take. That means I have him, but grappling. No, it's also a miss. Yeah, I was right. It's a miss. A yellow result is a partial. That means I have one of his limbs. He can still use an action his turn, but he's at -2 column shift because I have part of him locked. If I get a red feat, I have him pinned. He has no actions until he escapes or I let him go. And on top of that, I get a free action every turn. I use my main action to keep the grapple. I have a free action. I can choose to cause my strength level in damage every turn, as like putting pressure on joints. I can do that as long as he's in my grip. Now, grabbing, that's what I was looking at accidentally earlier. Grabbing is also strength. White is a miss. Green is a take. That means you actually, you like snatch something from somebody, right? Yellow is a grab. That means you have it and you have a secure hold on it. To get it back, just like hitting you in the face, you're not going to drop it. You have a secure hold on it. If you get a red, you can break it. Like someone has a timer for a remote control detonator for a bomb. If you get, say, a grab, that means you have it. Well, he still has it too.
Or it's classically happened when the Red Skull was holding the Cosmic Cube and Captain America broke it in his hand. He just reached up, grabbed Red Skull's hand, and broke it in the guy's own hand.
There you go. That is a break. You grab it and you break his mech. You break his remote detonator, and now he can't remote detonate the bomb. That's great. You're a winner, and you look cool doing it. Good job. Charging's pretty cool. Charging is based off of your endurance. Yes, it's based off of your endurance. And for however long you charge for, you get to increase your damage based off of your endurance. So if you charge for one area, you get a +1 shift, 2 areas +2, up to a +3 shift in damage based on your endurance. Now, here's the kicker. All right. For example, the Bismarck, he has monstrous endurance. So if he charges for 3 rounds, at the end of that 3 rounds, he's going to do shift Y damage. That's 200 points of damage.
Incredible.
It is a remarkable amount of, not remarkable because that's only 30.
It's a shift Y amount of damage.
It is a shift Y amount of damage. Now the problem is,
you have to hit
whatever is excess of your body armor, you're going to take as well.
Ooh, not good for him.
Now he has monstrous body armor to be sure, but he's still going to take 137 damage, which would kill him because he only has 99 health. So he's going to be very careful on how long he charges for.
Make sure not to do that. Maybe tone it back a little bit. Tone it back a little bit.
He's going to win, but it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Now, dodging's pretty cool.
Well, hey, that could be a noble sacrifice.
It could be the noble sacrifice. He only loses 50 karma. If he ever gets brought back. He doesn't have a team to bring him back, though. Dodging. Now dodging is a reactionary thing. It is done after someone has hit you. If you haven't taken your turn yet, you can elect to use your turn to dodge. Now, what this does is this gives an after the fact minus shift column to the person who struck you. Let's say, for example, someone goes to punch you. They have incredible fighting ability, and they roll a 26. Nope.
That's gonna miss.
They roll a 41.
That'll
which
hit.
is a green, which is a hit. And you roll your dodge. Your agility is amazing. And you roll a 61. That's a yellow. That means they get a -4 column shift to their final result. So incredible 46 is 1, 2, 3. Oh, now it's white.
Now they miss.
Now they missed. You successfully dodged it. Good job. Good for you. Now, what's next? Do we have evading? Now, evading is an all or nothing type thing. All right. Evading is only used for hand-to-hand combat, for close quarters combat. You cannot evade an energy beam or a bullet or whatever. You just have to try and dodge that stuff. Evading has your dangers and your benefits. The danger is that if you roll white, they auto hit you. Even if they flub their roll, they still auto hit you because you zigged when you should have zagged and you
dodged
right
into it, you sucker.
You dodged into it. You roll green, you evaded. You evaded the punch. You evaded the kick, whatever. You roll a yellow and red, you get bonuses to hit the next time it's your turn against that opponent. You've put yourself in a perfect position for a counterattack, which is great.
It is great.
It is great. Slam and stun. Now, if you hit someone with a yellow or red result, in many cases, you can get a slam or a stun. A slam is you punch someone just the right way or hard enough to where they actually leave the ground and go flying. Happens in comic books all the time.
Yep.
All right. It's all about your strength versus their endurance. If your strength is much greater than their endurance, they're much more likely to be flung far, far and away. And then if you get a red result, you get a stun. A stun is you hit them, you rock their brain pan, and they're derping. They got the little Tweety birds around them for between 1 and 10 rounds, depending on how well you did it. Now, a kill result, what Garthon was talking about earlier, a kill result is stuff you don't want.
No, you do not.
You do not want a kill result. Kill results are only used for energy attacks, edged attacks, throwing edged attacks, and I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. These are the only things that can auto kill you. If you get a kill result, they have to roll their endurance. If they flub their endurance roll, you slit their throat, or you cut an artery in their neck or leg or whatever, and they're bleeding out. They lose an endurance every round until they're at shift 0 endurance and they die.
Let me tell you.
Unless they get immediate medical attention. Now, when I say medical attention, this is a hero comic book, by the way. You don't need to be a medic to stop people from dying. You can just use your action to, I check on Billy, who's bleeding out. And then they get an automatic roll to stop bleeding. Now, if you have medical training, they will get bonuses to this roll,
which is good,
which is nice, but they still get a roll every time you spend an action checking on Billy. He gets another roll to try and stop bleeding out to death.
Let me tell you, you're always really excited to roll that red feat until you realize, oh, that's a kill result, and then you watch the poor guy die, and you're like, oh, poops. That's why
you don't want that to happen.
That's why heroes aren't supposed to be shooting people.
Exactly right.
Just so you know.
Now, let's go to other combat mechanics. Now,
this is Daredevil uses a blunt weapon.
Exactly. He doesn't use shurikens or whatever because
those will kill people.
Now, these are all the judge's problem. All right, these are all the modifiers that you don't have to worry about as a player. It's the judge. He has to do shift modifiers for terrain, smoke or darkness, blinding light. If you are trapped or caught in a bear trap or something, if you're on high ground or low ground, the speed or size of the target relative to you can give you pluses or minuses depending on which way it is. This does not affect your roll. You're still rolling your fighting ability or your agility, and you roll your dice and you get your result. The judge will shift the columns accordingly. You don't have to worry about it at all. That's why this game is so player friendly. It's the judge's problem to handle all this stuff. All right. For example, let's say your fighting ability is remarkable, and you're rolling to hit somebody. Now the judge knows that you're in low light. You're basically in less than twilight. So that, according to the book, that's -2 column shifts. You roll a 68. Normally that's a yellow result for you. You say, hey, I roll remarkable. I roll 68. That's a yellow result. Sweet. I got a slam. And he's like, I'm sorry, but because the low light's -2 column shift, you still hit, but it's just a regular hit because now your new roll is only a green result. You might be, oh man, but you still hit, so yeah. You know, stuff like that. It's the judge's problem. You don't have to worry about it. Everything's cool. And there we go. Those are the basic fundamentals of Marvel superheroes. Now, what I missed.
Well, I was going to say the base rules of Marvel superhero system are actually very interesting, the way it deals with combat, the way it deals with hits and misses.
Yes.
At first, it seems really odd if you're used to like a system like Dungeons and Dragons or something, because it's not absolute hit or miss. Like, what do you mean I hit better? You know, but once you get used to the idea, it's actually really simple, elegant, actually flows really quickly in combat.
And because you're only using 2 dice, they're your percentile dice, and you roll them for everything.
Yep.
Then, combat is quick. It's fast.
And so it actually ends up working out. This is actually a really nice system.
Yes. Now, this is what I missed, the Ultimate Powers book. I wanted to say this because Garthon wanted me to get into it, but 2 reasons I didn't do it. One, I wouldn't call it fundamentals, all right, because this is a lot of extra stuff. They have lots of new powers, which I consider a lot of them to be overpowered.
What? No.
Yes.
No.
They give you pre-generated alien races, Asgardians, Kree, Skrull.
Yes.
I mean, in the basic book, you can generate an alien race.
Yeah,
like
but it's
random
weak.
Alien race.
It's weak.
But the Ultimate Powers book gives you, these are the basic stats of an Asgardian. These are the basic stats.
It actually creates whole new columns to roll stats off of. Asgardians have like their own column, and they become insane, like they should be. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean your basic 5-year-old Asgardian child has good body armor.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just because they're
just tough.
tissues
That's how they
tough.
are.
That's it. That's what it is. And it delves into other dimensions and playing in these other dimensions far more in depth than the regular book does.
Yes.
Now, also there's lots of published adventures out there. If you look on eBay, some of those $65 ones I was talking about, they come with a half a dozen to a dozen published adventures. You know, along with the main books.
The published adventures, I've gone through a couple. They aren't bad.
They aren't bad. They're not great.
Yeah,
I have Breeder Bombs and another one, and they're fine. They're fine. I mean, I like making my own, especially if you're a comic fan.
Absolutely.
You can make your own adventure to be present day. There you go.
Yep.
And movement and using the maps, I didn't get into because I never liked it. This game is based on maps. It's based on maps, and it's based on areas. Like the map is divided into polygons that aren't quite the same shape each other.
Right. It's not off of a grid or hex map. It's like, well, if you're in an office building, each room could be an area.
Yes. Or if you're in a park, then each area could be a puzzle piece like shape.
Right. You could have like the dog park, the jungle gym.
Exactly.
Everything's the areas could be of very wildly varying sizes.
Right. I didn't get into that. Now, the book itself is based on this area mechanic, but
right.
it gives you the option of using feet.
Right. It does.
Yeah, to instead of, if you don't want to use maps, you can use feet. Like for example, this laser attack has a range of 10 areas. Well, if you want to change that into feet, you can say 200 feet.
Well, I always liked the area idea. We very rarely ever drew out a map or anything. Right. It was just theater of the mind. And so the areas worked really well in that because it fits comic booky in that the death ray can reach across town in one book, and the next book it can't. You know, right, well, those are different areas, you know.
Those are different areas. Those are different maps. They're different sizes.
Right, so you're kind of sliding scales around a little bit.
Exactly. So I decided to kind of gloss over that. But I want to tell you to be ready for that. If and when you get this book, that it's based off of area combat, but it's easily transferable to feet,
right, to
miles,
real distances,
yards, whatever. Exactly. Now there are problems with completely random generation characters.
Yes,
now, for example, the Bismarck wasn't completely randomly generated. He was mostly randomly generated. All right. So I randomly generated all of his stats, and I mostly randomly generated his powers. I randomly rolled the areas for his powers and then chose a power within those areas.
Which is totally legal in the rules frame.
Totally legal in the rules. It gives you an option to do that. Garthon made a character. He emailed it to me, and he randomly generated
everything.
Everything was completely random. And he turned into a pretty cool character, and using him to do a mock fight on the stream would have been awesome, except when I looked at his character and my character,
it wouldn't go well.
It would not go well because we cannot defeat each other. We cannot defeat each other. He has no way to harm me. And I have no way to find him.
If I get a kill result on you, it'll harm you.
No. According to the book, you have to do at least 1 point of damage for a kill result.
Oh, yeah. And you have your monstrous armor.
And I have monstrous body armor, and you cannot beat that.
Nope. Well,
kill result will work. Now, your character rolled incredible rank invisibility. To sense someone that is invisible, you have to make an intuition feat roll. My intuition is typical. Hitting incredible is an impossible feat for me.
You'll never find him.
I can never find you.
You'll just I feel like someone keeps hitting me with a sword, but I don't know where.
Look around, there's nothing there. Is it a bug? I don't know. So the fight would be horribly boring. It would not be entertaining at all. It would just be us rolling and nothing happening.
Yep.
So we opted not to do that. But there it is. There is the Marvel Superheroes role-playing game. I highly recommend you get it. The very cheapest is $25, and it is the advanced set. The entire box set you can get for $25. And if you can get a complete role-playing game, which this is, it's the player's book, judge's book, some maps, the character cards.
You actually punched your cards?
Well, yeah, I used them.
Madman.
I used them.
Mine are still whole. Mine are all whole.
Okay. Well, I used mine, but it comes with a character card, so you can have pre-generated characters like on the spot and immediately play. It comes with and dice. It comes with all this for $25. You can't get that.
That's right.
In a role-playing game anymore. For a complete role-playing game, you need to buy at least 2 or 3 books, and it's going to cost you probably around $100. Not this one. $25.
$25.
You want to get all the books? $65.
That ain't bad.
No, considering that a hardcover.
Considering you can't get 2 D&D books for that.
Yeah, a hardcover player's guide in D&D 5th edition is $55. Yeah, it's a good deal. All the books for $65. Sign me up.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you, the dog, for that in-depth analysis. That is a favorite system of mine from the past. Still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So, as always, you get more Heathen Dogma with his anime and RPG segments, his team-ups and Warframe Star Trek Online. You can check those out when they stream on Sunday nights and Thursday nights, or you can watch them on YouTube. Also, you can check out all of his past streams and YouTube videos. Go to the YouTube channel. Look for Heathen Dogs, Heathen Dogma. Many things. I'm not even going to say them all. There's too many.
There's a lot.
And you also check out his stream of Overlord Monday.
Overlord. Yeah, one thing I found out, my last stream, Overlord number 2, you can look it on YouTube. I got the smelting pot for my base, and what I learned was I can upgrade my armor and weapons by throwing my minions into the smelting pot and forging them into my weapons to make them more powerful.
That's fantastic.
So all week I have been farming sheep for their souls so I can make more minions to throw into my forge pot so I can max out my armor and weapons. Because it's so fun. You actually get, I'm going to show it on my next stream, the last forging process. It shows the top of the forge and the giant molten metal cauldron, and all the minions are going, wee, for the master, we love you, Overlord, and jumping in the
It's nice to be loved, by your evil minions.
It's freaking awesome. It's great.
All right. Thank you very much, Heathen Dog.
Oh, I got...
Wait. Oh, yes. What do you have? For me. It's for me.
It's for you and you alone. This is Big House Hard Apple Whiskey.